Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
Hey, I'm Eric Stromer.
And thanks for being with us because, well, you're our friend, and we'd love to have you just experience new ways to enjoy where you live because really, when you get down to it, what's more important than where you live, right?
There really isn't anything more important.
It's the most important thing. And so let's talk about things in the place where you live where maybe you want to kind of downsize because you want to purge your life. It's spring. How about having a great garage sale? The signs are everywhere.
You know what? There's nothing better.
Because you drive around, you see the signs, garage sale, estate sale. Have you had a garage sale lately?
I had one about a year and a half ago.
How'd it go?
Successful. I made hundreds of dollars. Hundreds.
The last time I had a garage sale, we sold almost everything you could imagine, including someone who wanted to buy my car.
I know. If you don't put barriers up, they'll start wandering into your bedroom.
They want to buy everything.
Hey, I'll give you $20 for the girl.
Yeah, because some of these people, they are, rabid shoppers,
they
right?
Sure are.
So how do you have a successful yard sale? You said that you did it really well. You made a lot of money.
Did it very well. There's a couple of key components to it. Number one, advertising. You have to really think about your marketing plan. It's almost like a little mini business. So what do? Well, you got to get good quality, rigid poster board that's not going to bend in the wind or come off the telephone pole that you staple it to, or for that matter, not be so flimsy that you can't read it because it's not, the wind hits it and it wraps it completely around the pole and you can't read it when you're driving by with the car. So really vibrant color poster board, big, black, thick Sharpies.
And you know what? Like marketing, use different words like all nude garage
there
sale.
Would that work?
All
right?
nude.
Yes.
And they'll go, what?
All
or
nude?
how about food? Available.
Yeah, food here.
Snacks here.
That's it.
Use some tricky, fun words on those bright signs.
That's exactly right.
Because then they're going to go, whoa.
What the heck is
that? That's so different.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Nude garage sales. Yeah.
And then when they show up, they can say, well, this isn't nude.
Well,
but
look, the furniture
but
is,
look at that.
No
It's a lovely armoire.
There you go.
How about also, I bet you did some staging. It's kind of like turning your garage or your yard sale into a department store.
There's no question.
Make areas. Themes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You want to group like things together. So if you have electronic devices, computer stuff, that should all be in one area. It's just think retail. You want the things that are big, bright, bold. They want to be front and center. Great quality furniture. You want to have that all grouped together. You want your chairs and your couch and all that good stuff. Just think like, when you walk into the CVS pharmacy, for example, everything has got its place. It leads you to where they want you to go.
And not only where you want to go, but create little vignettes because now people can imagine, like let's say that you had all of your furniture in one area. We'll create almost like a little outdoor living space.
That's it.
That has a couple of pillows and maybe a little picture, so it makes it feel like, oh, wow, I could do that and decorate with this.
That's right. And also on the advertising and with the signage, you want to make sure you put hours on the
Oh, that's a
garage
good idea.
sale. You don't want people showing up at 4 in the morning. It's very clear, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, you may want to offer delivery. If you have a pickup truck in your life or you know somebody, a lot of times people won't take some of the goods or items that are there because there's no way they can get them to the house. So you can say $35 for the armoire and $10 delivery charge if it's not too far. It really is helpful.
And make sure too that you're strategic about when you have the sale. It turns out, Saturdays, of course, are the most lucrative. Sundays, not far behind. And you mentioned the time. Some people like to go as early as 7 in the morning and maybe go as late as like 4 p.m. It's up to you.
Yeah,
but there are these early birds.
That's
you got to
exactly
be tricky about that.
And then also, everybody should be on the same page with pricing. Sometimes it's easier to just do color-coded pricing. So maybe if you're doing 5 different price points for things. Yellow means $10. Green is 15.
We mean color code stickers.
Yeah, the color code stickers, right? So that can be very helpful. It's easy, and you're going to be moving a lot of product,
right?
So you want to make sure you got a way to sort of quickly have everybody on the same page with pricing, because a lot of times what will happen is like,
there's a frenzy.
They'll come up to my daughter and go, "How much for the priceless antique?" I don't know, just my dad, I don't know, $4.
Right.
You want to make sure that everybody's on the same page with pricing.
And it turns out that if you have some super duper stuff, especially if you're on a street where there's traffic, if you put that best stuff near the street, it's really going to kind of lure people in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that curb is your window display.
Right.
And so think about that, because then people do the drive-bys. They're going to see, whoa, this is like the deluxe garage sale.
That's right.
Yeah. Put that right out there.
And also, if your goal is to get rid of the stuff and move it, let negotiation occur. It's, look, if it's a question of it's going to sit in the garage another 10 years because you didn't sell it for $1 less, be flexible with your pricing. Don't take such a hard line on it. Because if you're having a garage sale, chances are, you want to get rid of the stuff in the first place. So even donate it. If it seems like a person you really think is sweet and you care about them, then, hey, you know what, just take it. I get it out of my life.
Well, and to that, I've seen really clever uses of like bins. You know what I mean? Or even metal bread boxes. And so it can become like a stash, like for all of this. So it's kind of like a collectibles.
Yeah, a grouping. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so instead of having to price individual spoons or individual knobs, and it's especially like it's the end of the day, here, you can get this whole bin of stuff.
That's a good idea.
For $2.
Yeah.
And then it's going to give that person this added value.
And if you're selling electronics, make sure that you have an extension cord handy with a power strip so people can try everything out. Because if you have an old stereo that doesn't work, you can't prove it unless you can plug it in, right? You want to make sure that everybody knows these things are operable.
So they can test the stuff.
That's exactly right.
If you have jewelry, by the way, you can basically liberate jewelry from that typical like jumble by using, let's say, if you have wall hooks, or a tackle box tray, or maybe even a hat stand to kind of hang the stuff vertically and horizontally. And so now it becomes more attractive. It's going to draw people in as opposed to, you wouldn't want just a big bin of all these necklaces and things. You want it to feel like there's space so people can see the cool stuff that you have.
Also, I wouldn't mind you saying everything must go.
That's a good one.
On your signage, because you want to make sure people are aware that, you'll part with stuff even if you're holding a hard line. You still want everybody to know you're going to get rid of stuff. Make me an offer. Everything must go. Even balloons. Helium balloons work great, because a lot of times people just drive through neighborhoods looking for activity, and if they see helium balloons, they might say, wow, there's something going on there, so you're more likely to attract. Well, obviously you want numbers. Also, if you have an area where you live that's too difficult to find in terms of, getting there, you may want to think about holding it at another friend's home who lives closer to a high traffic area.
That's a good idea.
You can bring a lot of the stuff, if you have a truck, to that location, get rid of it.
And speaking of friends, this is not a do-it-yourself all-in-one. This is not a one-man band job. This is something that's going to take at least 2 people or maybe even 3. So don't be afraid if it's just you, trying to do this thing. Have a friend help you, because you need some help to kind of organize the stuff, to stage the stuff, and then also to speak to the folks who are there wanting to negotiate.
Sure.
And wanting to make sure that people are honest, because sometimes there are some bad folks that try to. When we had a garage sale at my dad's house, there were people that were stealing things. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen. Keep track of the stuff that is there on display, as well as the money. Like as the cash is changing hands, you want to wear like a little fanny pack or keep the money close to you, because
the cash box.
Sometimes that can, you get distracted because there's so much going on. People are coming and going, and you hate to think that way, but that's true.
Well, that's why I put my middle guy up on the step ladder and had him just like a lifeguard, just kind of keeping an eye on everything, right? Also multifamily garage sales work well. Back to my example of having it at somebody else's house. If you live out in the wilderness, no one's going to drive there. You have a friend in a more urban setting, and then you do a combo mambo.
So it's a buffet.
Sale.
I mean, it's oh my gosh. And I think the good lighting, just like anything, helps a lot. If you have a garage that's really dark, it's not going to feel very inviting, and it's not going to make people want to linger and really touch and feel and look at all the good things. So how can we quickly enhance some lighting in there? I guess.
Well, work lights would be great.
Light.
Some inexpensive mechanics
Spotlight.
Lights. Yeah, any of those things, even lamps from the interior of your home, bring them out, but label them. This is not for sale, obviously. Also, clear boundaries of where you can and cannot go. What you don't want are people wandering in your home. If you're not inviting them, just to kind of case the joint and see what's going on in there. You want them to stay out in the garage area, in the driveway, very clearly marked. Boundaries are obviously essential.
And finally, create a packaging station. This is a place where, you can where shoppers wrap their own purchases, and it'll save you the trouble by outfitting just one table, maybe a cardboard table with some boxes and newspaper and plastic bags and so forth and twine. Kind of saves you so that at the very end, people can take their stuff, and away you go. And don't forget to stock up on small dollar bills. Because
that's it. Got to make change, yeah.
You got to make sure that you have all that, as opposed to like just, $20 bills. You want to have plenty of singles and all that.
Sure.
And as always, we'll put this on the website at yourhomewizards.com. When we come back, we have some more fun things to talk about to help you enjoy the spaces you call home. For instance, if you're a gardener right now, you need to figure out how to conserve water. Some tips to stretch it throughout the summer.
Great idea. Let's do it.
Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards. We love to improve your home and improve your life.